Cultivating Keepsakes. I'm Eden, and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to make a blueberry pie. First thing I did was take this half styrofoam ball that I got from Temu and hot glue it to the center or center-ish of my pie plate. I got the pie plate from Aldi's, and the styrofoam half ball came like that. I didn't cut it in half. I believe it's a half a 3-inch. And then I used my Apple Barrel True Navy paint to give it 2 good coats, heat drying it in between. When it was all dry, I took these blueberries that I got as a pick from Joann's. They're pretty large. And I had peeled a bunch of them off of the pick. And then I hot glued them to the styrofoam ball all the way around. And now we're just going to have awkward silence while you watch that. I wanted to kind of not fast forward through everything so you guys could actually see. But that does mean quiet moments. And once I got them all situated on there, which you do have to kind of like press them down and hold a little bit here and there so that they stay, because I filled it up pretty full, so they were trying to pop out a little bit. I took a piece of coffee dyed muslin and I had ripped it into a strip, and I just kind of folded it, pleated it as I went around the outside of the pie plate, just pleating, gluing all the way around. I did have to use more than one strip, so when I got to those parts, I just glued the other one completely onto the previous one. Sorry, I bumped my camera too. And then I took some thinner strips of the same coffee dyed muslin and I made a lattice for the top of the pie, basically. I just hot glued one end to one side and took the strip over to the other side and glued it down again. And hit my camera again because I was standing up to do this and I kept hitting my head on the light. I know, I'm fun. And I did 4 across this way, and then I did 3 across the other way. And when I did those 3, you'll see I weaved them in and out of the original 4, going the opposite direction, just like you would on a regular pie. And I don't know, you guys tell me, would you rather I have music playing during the quiet spots or just let you enjoy the silence? Or awkwardly keep talking to you about random things? I could do that too. I also made a cherry pie, which you'll see in the end too. I got the idea for the cherry pie from Mother Time. She had made one and I thought it was really cute. And there you go, I got the lattice all done and cleaned up some, and then I put it in this box so I could spray some spray adhesive all over the entire thing. And then I took Epsom salt. I took some smelly kind of Epsom salt so that it would also smell good. I think it was cranberry scented. I couldn't find any blueberry scented. That would have been really cool. And I just sprinkled it all over the top, and then I shook it off to make sure there wasn't any like excess that was going to fall off. And then I took another blueberry still on the stem, and I held the stem and sprayed that with some adhesive. And then I held the top of it and dipped the bottom into the Epsom salt. And I put that to the side to dry, hit my camera one more time. And then I got out a strip of blue fabric and my clickable stamps from Michaels and my Versa white ink. I also really like this ink. And I stamped the word blueberry onto the blue fabric. And then I cut it so it would be a thinner little tag. And then I took this piece of ribbon I got at Michaels. It came on a like set of trim, I guess. It was just a bunch of trims for 4th of July. And a safety pin. And I safety pinned the ribbon to the tag. And then I safety pinned both of those to the pie. Eventually here. And then I messed around with it until I got it how I wanted. And I cut the ribbon a little bit shorter. I just thought it looked better that way. And then I took out the blueberry that I had put the Epsom salt on. And I messed around with the stick and wiggled it out. It was stuck on there pretty good because I had put the spray adhesive on there. And then I decided I didn't like that much Epsom salt on my blueberry. So I just wiped some off a couple times. And then I hot glued it onto the center of my pie. And then that was it. My blueberry pie was all done. I think it's absolutely adorable. I hope you guys like it too. It was super easy and fun to make. If you make one, I'd love to see it. I'd also love to see it if you make one of the cherry ones. I would also love it if you would like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. It really helps me and I appreciate it greatly. Hope you have a great day. Bye!